Hello friends, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are unboxing day 6 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. Shake, shake. This is something I do in every video just because I like the sound of the dies inside the Advent Calendar. So we are on day 6 already. I am loving my Advent Calendar so far. Let me quickly show you the cards that I have created using previous days. I do have videos for these cards. These are not video tutorials, but just explanation videos and videos looking at the products. So this is day 5. We have day 4. This is day 3, day 2, and day 1. So you can see these are not Christmas themed products. These are everyday, all occasion themed products. And these are fantastic. These are nice if you just want to sit down and play and create a little bit, and if you enjoy a little crafty surprise every day. So let's go ahead and open our advent calendar and look at day 6. Ooh, look at this. This is big. I bet this is a mini embossing folder. Let's see. Just going to try and open it. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is a cool design, like little circles and semicircles. It is an embossing folder. Yay! Okay, we have not yet had an embossing folder in this, so far. So probably this is that one. Yeah, and it looks like it's the one that we can see on the back here, on like a little sneak peek. When I'm looking here, it kind of seems like bubble wrap to me. What do you guys think? It kind of does feel like bubble wrap. I'll have to emboss it and, see what it looks like, but it does feel like bubble wrap, and it's a cool pattern. Not something that I have in my stash just yet. I think to note, this is a smaller size embossing folder. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this is not, this is not your 5x7 or an A2 embossing folder. This is a smaller size embossing folder. I bet this is probably 5.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this is 5.5 by, well, a little bit more than 1.25 inches. So if you wanted to have a background for an A2 card, you would need to emboss this multiple times and then just like piece together, maybe emboss individual strips. You could do different colors of cardstock, or I'm not sure if you would be able to emboss one panel because the sides of the folder would flatten the previous piece that you have already embossed. I'll have to see. So I'm going to hit pause, think about this folder, think about my project, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to emboss an entire front of this panel. I first planned to have my design go this way, but I have realized that that's not going to work. So I'm now going to have my design go this way. So I have placed my paper inside the embossing folder. I have the embossing folder lined up on the right-hand side. I have taped the folder closed, and I'm going to place my top cutting plate over the entire folder and the paper for this first run through. It doesn't really matter how your top cutting plate is placed. So send it through and take the paper out of the folder. So we have our first row embossed. Next, slide the embossing folder a little bit down so that you can continue the design. Okay. Try to line it up the best you can. It's not as easy to, it's kind of easy, but you just need to get in really close and make sure that you see what you're doing. Okay, I have lined it up, and this time I'm going to rotate my paper and my folder. So I'm rotating it, maybe let's rotate it like this. So rotate it, take a little piece of tape, tape the folder down onto your platform. Take your top cutting plate and place it over the folder, but only cover the part of the folder where there is design. Do not cover the part of the folder where there's no design, and especially the part of the folder that overlaps the part that you have previously embossed, because if you do, that is going to flatten that part and send it through. Okay, let's take a look. Hopefully this worked. It did. You can see the seam isn't exactly perfect. It's a little bit imperfect, but it's good enough for me. And this side is not flattened. It's nice and embossed. So again, line it up. Make sure it is perfect. Somehow it doesn't seem perfect because I have a little bit of paper sticking here from the side, but oh, that's because it wasn't lined up perfectly here. So I'll have to trim this once I'm done embossing. So line it up. Again, use a little bit of tape. Place the top cutting plate over the folder. Again, only cover the part of the design, the part of the folder where there is the design. Do not cover where there is no design and where that part overlaps the previously embossed piece of paper because it's going to flatten it. Send it through and voila, we have an embossed panel. This ended up being, a little bit wonky, a little bit diagonal, but I'm going to trim it down and see if I can still use it as a background for my card. This side, by the way, also looks great. Love it. And here's a look at the finished card. I quite like the way this turned out. This is actually kind of similar to the card that I made with the stamp, but a little bit different. Here's that other card. You can see them side by side. So here I went with a completely different color combination. This is a new to me color combination. I don't think I've ever tried this before. So for the background and the card base too, we have cinnamon cardstock from Spellbinders. Oh my gosh, I think this is going to be my new favorite color. I have Sicily for the rubber part of the rubber stamp. I did introduce that brown that I mentioned when I was talking about the rubber stamp on this card. You can see that this one has gray, this one doesn't have gray. So I introduced that foam component to this rubber stamp, and this one was cut using Anchor. For the stamp itself, I used the same wood grain cardstock from Hero Arts. I then have wild berry for the sentiment. I have saffron for the yellow flowers, peridot, a little bit of chiffon, and what else? What else am I missing? I feel like I have a little bit of dahlia somewhere, but I can't quite remember where. Okay, I also used peach blush gems to decorate this card. A lot of foam adhesive was used here as well, so the embossed panel. This is cut to a little smaller than 4 by 5¼ inches. It is foam mounted onto a card base, so I have a little bit of dimension there. The stamp itself is foam mounted onto the background panel. I also use foam adhesive squares to foam mount the stamp onto the background, and then some of the flowers are popped up using thin foam adhesive squares. So this is a look at the day. I think we're at day 6 at the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. I'm enjoying my calendar so far, and I'm hoping to be back again soon, if not tomorrow, with day 7.